Welcome to Rizeup TV. My name is Jim Hollinger, and I will be your host tonight. And we've got some great things to talk about. But first of all, I'd like to help us solve a problem that we all may have, and we have some solutions to those problems. But let's talk about 1885. New York City had a problem. They had the Statue of Liberty in boxes in the warehouse because it was delivered, but they didn't have the money to put it together. They were needing to raise $100,000, and Congress couldn't agree on a way to fund it. New York City said, we can't do it. New York State said, we can't do it. And so what happened is the people of America began to put their minds to work with determination to get it done. As they thought about it, as people were contemplating it, trying to figure it out, a solution came from Joseph Pulitzer, who is the owner of the newspaper, The New York World. They raised $101,000 from 160,000 donors. It was the talk of the city. People were trying to figure out how to do it, how it could ever be done. But people gave their pennies, their nickels, their dimes. If you look at this, you'll realize that all the donations were averaged under $1 a piece. But it got done. It was done. The Statue of Liberty was put together, the symbol of hope, liberty, the future, all done and paid for. That's what we want to talk about today. This would have been what we call today crowdfunding of the first class and done right. That's all the money being collected at one source and used for one project. In 1982, President Reagan initiated a private drive, and what he wanted to do was raise over $700 million to refurbish the Statue of Liberty. He last asked Lee Iacocca if he would head up that foundation and raise that money. He said yes, and they did. The money is still coming in because of the way they set it up, and the Statue of Liberty was refurbished, and it was a great celebration. There's another president that used crowdfunding, and that's President Obama. He raised more than $500 million in 2008 for his campaign to become and run for president. As a matter of fact, he wouldn't have done it without that, and when he became president in 2012, he signed into law the Jobs Act, which says that people can raise money to start a business. They can raise money to expand their business. And since then, crowdfunding has grown. It has changed. There's over 1,000 platforms that can be used, and we want to talk about that tonight. If you needed to raise some money, the Statue of Liberty was put together by people who were determined to get it done. But today in America, we have another problem. The middle class are disappearing. They are no longer middle class. They are just a little bit above lower poverty. Now, they set out their minds to solve the problem, to raise the money, and the solution has come. What would you do with the $100,000? Well, I've got a better question for you. Where are you going to get the $100,000? That's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about the different ways to raise money today and the different types of fundraising projects. There's over 1,000 of them. There's fundraising, there's crowdfunding, there's community funding, and there's cooperative pool sharing. All of these have different benefits, and we want to talk about that and why most people who start a project fail. Less than half of the people get the money that they're looking for when they start a project. We're going to show you how we can help you avoid that problem. This is probably the most famous guy in the world when it comes to crowdfunding and raising money. His name is James Robertson. He needed to raise money for a car. This fella down here is the guy I want to talk about, though. He is a coach. He went to James and said, James, I know you walk to work every day. He goes 22 miles a day, round trip. He's been doing that for 13 years because his car broke down and he didn't make enough money to afford to buy a new one. And Evan said, let me raise some money for you and I'll put together a team and we'll get that done and it won't cost you any money. And James said, okay, if I get a car, I'm in for that. And so that's exactly what happened. They put together a team of people. They put together press releases, contacted the media, and in 1 month, they raised $349,000 of the $25,000 that was needed. People gave more than was needed to buy a car. Why? Because they want to be a part of something that God is doing. They want to be a part of helping somebody else. And because this was getting so much media attention, they wanted to do something good. Now, they didn't have to buy a car because a Ford dealer gave them a brand new one. They raised $349,000 from 13,000 different people. Great job, Evan. Congratulations, James. He not only got a new car, but he got a new house besides. But I got a question for you. Is that legal? Yes. Did it come from the government? No. Does he have to pay it back? No. It's his. When you create a project with GoFundMe, there's no charge to create the project. A lot of the companies have that situation with no charge to start it, but they do have fees. There's a 5% fee of the total amount raised, 2.9 processing fee of credit cards, a 30 cents per transaction fee, and the total fees to this was $39,792. I'm going to talk to you about a different way of doing this, and that is because I'm a value shopper. I look for the best value. You can create a project with a company that I found for $250, and it's not good for 30 days, 60 or 90 days. It's good for 1 year. And I'm going to share with you why and how to make that a successful project. Alexis found out that word-of-mouth advertising is the most powerful tool that you've got. She grew up in the Bronx. She had 3 sisters and her mom living together, and somehow she raised and made enough money working that she was able to go to school. She worked while she was in school, but when it came time for the semester to end, she was $5,000 short of what she needed. Her friend said to her, Alexis, you need to do a crowdfunding campaign. This thing is really growing, and a lot of us are already doing it. She said, will you help me? And they said, sure, we'll show you how to do it. So what she did is she put together her campaign, and in 27 hours, she raised over $5,000. She went to her computer, she sat down, and she typed this up, and I'm going to read it to you. Today, you all showed me that there's love in this world and that hard work is never in vain, no matter how hopeless the situation seems. You are all incredible, and I will pay every cent forward as I continue on the road to success. She went on to receive $9,761. At 10%, that's still $976. She could have done that for $250. But there's a better part of this, and that is if she would have known what we are telling you folks now, she could have done a better thing, and that is because she could have kept her project alive for a year. She's going to need more money, and here's why. When the semester ends, she's going to go out. She's going to need housing. She's going to find an apartment. She's probably going to need furniture, deposit for utilities. She's going to have to fund her life and for food and necessities while she's looking for work. And if she decides to start her own business, she's going to need to raise money for that. With our platform, with Rizeup, we can have a year-long platform. We can change and increase our project, and we can do it in sections. I need this much money to graduate. I'm going to need another $4,000 to set up housekeeping after school. I'm going to need another $10,000 or $100,000 to start my own business. And so we can fund that whole project with one platform. During the year, as you change that project, you just keep people posted on what you're doing, because I just went last week and followed up to see what she's doing and what she's up to. And you want people to know where you're at. Last year, paying off student loans grew by 4,017%. I went to the dentist this morning, and when I went to the dentist, I was talking to the hygienist, and I said to her, I said, can I ask you a question? She said, sure. And I said, do you have school loans from school for this? She said, oh, yeah. And I said, how would you like to pay them all off in a few months? She said, what? I said, it's being done. And I told her about riseup.com, and I gave her the website and riseuptv.info. And I said, go there, watch a 3-minute video. And if you like what you see, go ahead and contact me, and I can help you get that done. I'm a coach, and that's what I do full time. What is cooperative funding? Cooperative funding is this. It is helping other people. Instead of going to people and say to your family and friends, hey, I'd like you to donate money to me so I can pay off my school bill. Why not instead turn to them and say, do you have a school bill that you'd like to pay off? Would you like to pay off some of your debt? Would you like to raise money for a car? You can help, and I can help you. I'm going to show you how to do that. And in return, I'm going to fund my project. And together, we're going to share in a pool of money that's been set aside for us. And so that's the difference. You share this with others, and as they become a part of your cooperative pool sharing, that money grows and will help. Now, Bob asked me, Bob's a retired insurance agent. And he asked me, he said, Jim, tell me how this is going to help me with Little League. He said, I've been working with them for 45 years. I'm retired now. I've got time to go out and do some fundraising. And I did that while I was with Little League. And we'd like to raise some money for Little League. We'd like to raise some money for the challengers. We need $1 million to build a stadium for them. They have special needs and they need special ramps, restrooms, and everything else to go along with that. They also provide chairs, wheelchairs, walkers for the kids that need that, and other stuff and equipment. I said to him, I said, Bob, all you need to do is, how did you raise your money in the past? He said, well, we sold candy. And then he said, well, we don't want to put those kids out there anymore. It just doesn't seem safe. And we don't want to be liable for anything. And I said, well, here's what you do. You put together the project, and instead of asking people to give you money at the Little League, you say, when you join a platform, we're going to show you how to raise money to send your kids to college, how to raise enough money to take care of the needs that you're going to have in raising those kids, how to pay off your debt, how to raise money to get a down payment for a home. Whatever your project is, when you sign up, a portion of that money is going to come to Little League, and we're going to be able to work together as a team. Would you rather go play ball by yourself or on a team? We all rather be a part of a team. It's more fun, it's more energetic, and we get encouragement from each other. And working as a team is not new. It's practice in ball, and it's also practice in construction. The early pioneers, when they wanted to build a house and somebody came new to the town, they would want to build a house, and people say, look, we've got 3 houses ahead of you. You help us build those. And then when it's your turn, we'll all help you build yours. And they made a big deal out of helping people build their houses. They went out there, they went together. The whole family was involved. The kids did stuff. The ladies cooked dinners. The men got up there and did the work, and they all had their part. That's the same thing that's going on today. That has continued. Today, the Habitat for Humanity is building homes for people. And if you want to live in a Habitat home, you have to qualify and you have to help somebody else build their homes. Why? Habitat wants you to know how to take care of a home, not just live in it for free. They want you to help other people. They want you to know how the electrical boxes go in, how to fix drywall, how to take care of that home. And when you do that, you're going to be helping other people, and people volunteer because they want to be a part of something good for other people. That's why I am so excited about Rizeup and how we can help other people. Mitch is the first guy I enrolled, and Mitch, his project, is a retired veteran, and he wants to help other vets. There's needs that they have. If they were hurt and injured in the war, they need besides medical attention, they need other things. Their houses may need to be equipped with special ramps. They need cars maybe that have to be driven with hands instead of feet. And so they're doing that. That's what they want to do. They also are paying the veterans who can't find a job to do different things that need to be done in the community. So they're helping people get the job done. And that's his project, and that's what they're doing. They also help vets start raising money in crowdfunding. So whatever they need to do, they're going to get that job done. And way to go, Mitch. Great job. He brought 6 to 8 people in here the first week. It's not over yet. We got 3 more days. And our first week of actually with the company being opened up is right around the corner. Let's explore how this works. When I see something like this, I want to know a few things. I want to know, how much does it cost? $250. What do I have to do to break even? Can I do it? Can other people do it? Can it make me feel good about myself and helping other people? And as I looked at this project, the answers were all yes, 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 yes. What is cooperative sharing? There's 2 ways we get paid in Rizeup. The first one is straight donations. Somebody comes up to you, they look at your project, they come up to you, they shake your hand, they say, thanks for sharing that with me, and they put $300 in your hand. What do? You say thank you. You say thank you, you put the money in your wallet, you use it for your project, and that's what you do. If somebody sends you a card with money in it, take the check, go to the bank, deposit it, it's yours. On your page and your project, there's a donation button. If somebody clicks on that donation button, the money doesn't go to the company. The money goes directly into your bank account. That's the first way we raise our money. The second one is the pool sharing. Most people will make more money with pool sharing than actually raising their donations unless they've got a project that captures people's attention and they really want to get behind it and support it. Let's take a look at that and how it works. I've already told you the cost is $250. How do you get the $250? Well, you come up with it, you make it, you buy a platform, and then you begin to share that with other people. You say, who do I know that's going to need money? And you say, wait a minute, Rick's getting married. So you go to Rick and you say, hey, Rick, I got a question for you. If you could take your wife on a fantastic honeymoon for $250, would you be interested? Now, what do you think Rick said? Yeah. Okay. And so he says, what do I do? And you say, you set up a platform like this. You tell other people about it. You guys know other people getting married and say, hey, we found a way to take a terrific honeymoon, pay for our wedding, get a down payment on a house, whatever it is they want the money for. And when you do that and they take and buy a platform, you're going to receive a $120 commission. You're also going to receive $120 that's going to go into your pool sharing. The company is going to take that $120 that's theirs, and they are going to give it back to pool sharing so that you will have more money later. That means the company made $10. That's the cost of putting together and hosting the website so that you can put your project together. It actually costs more than that, but the company wants to make their money with you, not off you. The second thing you're going to do is talk to somebody else. You know, somebody saving money, wants to go to college. You share the project with them. You'll receive $120 commission when they buy it, and $120 is going to go into your pool sharing. But when you do that, when you've asked two people who've done that, who've bought a project, look what happens. You are now qualified for pool sharing. You are qualified for 10 shares, 10 pools shares. And I'll explain that here in a second. I'm going to give you a diagram. Those two qualify you for that project. The power of duplication. When I showed this to Mitch looked at this, he said, well, wait a minute. You know what? He said, I know a lady that has a bridal shop. If I go to her and say, why don't you give the bride a gift and give her a project? And then as she tells her friends about this, that's going to help fund her wedding. It'll help fund your business, and everybody's going to win. And then Mitch looked at that and he said, well, wait a minute. He said, I also know a lady that does cake decorating. She could do the same thing with the cakes. I said, yeah, in the tuxedo shops and the invitations. You could go to a bridal expo, have a booth, and tell everybody there about it. Now, these two people have the same responsibility as you do. You see, when you tell those two people, you are qualified to receive more money, but that's the only qualification that you really have. So you're going to share this with two other people. Rick talks to a friend of his that wants to be a missionary, and he says, look, he said, I can help you raise the funds you need to be a missionary. All you need to do is set up this platform. You've got medical bills. You can go ahead and help somebody get medical bills. I went to the dentist today. I told you about that. All right. You want to raise money for a car. Instead of asking your family to give you money to buy a new car, you say, how can I help you get a car or make a school loan or raise money for retirement? You've got a hobby that you'd rather be doing for work instead of going to a job that you hate. Great way to do it. So it's two people telling two people each. Now there's six people. These four people go out, they tell two more each, and now there's 8 more people. This is where the Little League come in, helping people with vacations. This is mine over here. And that is working on the internet and teaching people how to do this on the internet. I can reach more people on the internet in 1 hour than I can sitting in my office all week. You want to remodel a home? Here's a great way to do it. I went and did a booth at the home show. Everybody that goes to a home show has got some dreams. They're looking for ideas. But what if they really could do it? What if they could get the money to get that swimming pool, remodel that kitchen, put on that porch, put on the awning? All you have to do is look at it, and because all these people are there and they've got the same thing in mind, I said, why don't you guys go together in our cooperative funding and help each other achieve these goals and these dreams? and you'll be donating one to another's project. That's how this works. And I remember at the wedding, at wedding anniversary of our grandparents, my wife's mom and dad, actually, we went there and they had a big deal and they wanted the whole family to be there for their 50th. And they were looking for a place to take the pictures there. And there were so many people there that they didn't fit in the first place. They went to another location. That didn't work. Finally, they went to a third location, and the photographer was able to get everybody together for a picture. And I remember Dad was standing there while he was posing people, and he's told his wife, he said, "Look at this." He said, "You and I did this. All of these kids that are here, they're ours, the grandkids, the great-great-grandkids, and the great-greats." And he said, that's because of just the two of us. And that's what happens with our projects. It grows and expands, and you look back and you go, how did I get 500 people in this? It's because people are telling people. That's the power of duplication. I'm going to give you now the exact way that the donations come in, the money comes in, and I'm going to give you a disclaimer because, disclaimer. I'm a little excited, folks. A disclaimer. And that is, I'm going to show you how the money works, and mathematically this is how it works, but it may not work exactly the way I'm showing you. And the reason for that is there's going to be some people like me, like Mitch, that go crazy and invite a lot of people. There are going to be some people, and I've got two that I invited and so far haven't done anything. It's not that they don't want to do something, it's that they want to know how to do it. They want to be trained, they want to read everything, they want to watch all the videos, they want to look up all the articles. And I understand, but you really don't need to do that. And the reason you don't need to do that is because we're going to explain it for you. We're going to show it for you. So this is not a perfect world, but it does work the way I'm going to show you here. The first thing you want to do is, we started out asking you what you would do with the $100,000. What I want to know is why you want the $100,000. What do you want to raise the money for? When I know what that is, I can help you better. Then I'm going to share with you how to get started. The first thing you want to do is share this with two people. When you do that, you're going to receive $240 in your pocket and $240 in your pool sharing. Then you're going to help those two people do the same thing. But if you work faster than that and you put people on the second pool, you've just helped your people qualify. So that's what you want to do. You want to help them earn the same thing, $240 and $240 in their pool sharing. Now in the third pool, you're going to start receiving more money. You're going to start receiving the pool shares. On the third floor, there are 4 shares there. The money's there for you for 4 donations. They are $240 a piece, and they can go up to $960. On the fourth floor, there's 12 shares there. You will receive $480 per share, up to a total of $5,760. On the fifth pool, there are 28 shares there. You'll be receiving checks for $960 as earned. That means as these people rise up, as these people grow and help each other, you'll receive up to $26,880. You can be getting paid these different checks each week based upon how people are progressing. On the sixth floor, there are 60 shares there. Your checks will be for $1,920, or a total of $115,360. We just reached the 100,000 mark. We did it with less people than what you saw in the examples earlier. That's better than 13,000 people. And because of the cooperative part of this, it works great. And that's just the cooperative part. That doesn't count the money that came into your donations. So you easily could have doubled that. So you've reached $100,000, but you probably have bigger needs. Let's say you wanted to build a new house. You need to raise the money. So you're going to keep going. You're going to keep sharing this with other people. When I go get gas, I share it with the guy when I get gas and say, how would you like to get your gas for free? He goes, what? And I share with him how this works, and I give him my card. There's 124 shares here that you're going to receive, $3,840 per check, and it totals $476,000. Now you can build a house like that. but you still need more money. And the reason for it is if you have a nice house like this, you're going to want to furnish it. You may want to put in an artificial lake. You'll be able to do that because you can keep your sharing going and keep helping other people. And as long as you're willing to help other people, it'll keep growing. The Little League is going to need to want to go up here to the 8th floor, the 8th pool. And if you're a church and you want to raise money to build a new church or to burn your mortgage, I got a better idea for you. Give back to the people that donate to you. With this project that we have, the way we do this, you can say to your congregation, we are going to burn the mortgage of our members and our church. And we are going to do a cooperative effort for all of you that want to participate. We're going to work on paying off your mortgage and the church mortgage as well. And each one will have their own project because they're all going to need different kinds of numbers. But as the word gets around that this church is doing that, you know what's going to happen? There's going to be more people coming to visit that church because they want to become a part of it and they'd like to participate. And you welcome them, say all you have to do is start helping us, and that's what we're going to do. Pretty soon, there's going to be other pastors that tell you about that and say, how'd you guys do that? And you're going to say, it was easy. The people really enjoyed it. And you know what I found out? When we got them debt-free, our offerings went up. So now not only do we have the new church, but we have the extra congregation to fit in the church, and we have the extra money to maintain it. And so there's enough money to do that. And they need $3 million, $5 million. No problem. It can be done. Rizeup makes its money in 2 ways. There's no fees. We've already talked about that. Your donation button is all yours. They make $10 on the enrollment. And then they take from the pool share now. The pool sharing is different. The pool sharing is the money that you get from the company, and that is income. You'll receive 20%. The fee is 20% up to $50. That means if you've raised $250 or more, it'll just be $50. Even if you raise and get a check for $10,000, it'll be $50. That's how the company makes their money. They first make money for us, show us how to do that, and allow us a way to do it. That's when I got excited. Do you know anybody that has a dream about what it is they'd like? Let them know how you can help them fund any time of a dream, any type of a dream. We can help. We can help you do that. We can help it get done. Now it's your turn to become a part of the team. Get back with the person that shared this with you and say, hey, I'm ready to get started. I want to get going. We've got some special things for you. You get your 2 people, and I've got a reward for you. We have 4 promotional webinars a day like this. You make 3 sales in your first 7 days, and then you'll receive a free debt elimination video course from me. This is the same course that I've been selling for $350, and I'm going to give it to you when you have your first 3 sales. You make 7 sales in your first 7 days, and you'll get your own personal Rizeup TV channel, like what you're seeing that I've been using, that's going to allow you to do your own 24/7 one-on-one presentations. It's at WeShareFF.com if you want to see it. WeShareFF.com. I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'd like to show it to you because it's one presentation. I want to close this down. I recorded the webinar, so I will have a recording of this. I ran out of space, so we'll see how that comes out. I'm going to go to WeShareFF.com. And this is it right here. Everything that you've seen is all in one place here. And the reason I don't play the videos is because you just saw they're kind of jerky when you do a webinar, but they play great on this. You play this video, and then you have them go down the page, and you ask them what would they do if they were given $100,000. It's real simple. The script and everything you need to know is right here. When they tell you they'd like to get out of debt, which is what I hear the most, you go ahead and you put that down here, get out of debt. Then you have them put your name here because you're the one that invited them. You want to get the credit for it. And then you have them enter their name, their email address here, and then have them check to receive the email updates. Then the video that we just did today is right here. You click on that, it jumps up to the top of the page, and it's going to play here, and they can watch the same thing that you just heard, maybe a different version, but the same information. You come down here to the bottom, you can play the Dr. Dietrich's message here, the testimony, why she found this as to be a great way for her to help a lot of other people. And so you are in control of the presentation. This is the video on the gift that I have for you, and it is a gift. There's no catches in it. You'll get everything you need. And I want to show that to you here a little bit and how that works. Here is the debt software. And here's a fellow that's 54 years old. Just put together a new home a year ago for his retirement. He'll have it paid for at age 83. He's going to pay $243,000 in interest and a payback of $441,000. We ran the analysis, and we're going to show him how to eliminate 100 mortgage payments without refinancing or increasing the payments. This is what the analysis looks like. He'll be debt-free in 10 years at age 64. He's only going to pay $71,000 in interest, and he's going to save $172,000 in interest. You need to put your money to work for you. Your money needs to have babies. And right now, most Americans have their money working for the finance companies. Did you know that 1/3 of the money that most people pay every year is on interest, just paying interest on their mortgage and their credit cards? Did you know that on a credit card, when you buy a pair of shoes, the payments are structured out that they'll be paid for in 20 years? That's the minimum payment if you do it that way. And so what we want to do is teach you about money and how that works so that you can let your money have babies for you and not for other people. You need to watch this video. This is a fantastic video. It tells you why we do what we do. And I guarantee you it'll bring tears to your eyes. So that's what it's all about. I'm a regional training director with the company. This is my offer, and I'm going to tell you how you can get started. The best way to get started is to take $250 and create your own project. Another way is to refer 1 to 3 people to join, and we can use the commissions toward your enrollment. And if you're, and I use this one here a different way. If you say, well, I really am not interested, but I could use some extra cash, you refer somebody to us who joins, and we will give you a $50 referral fee. Thank you for referring somebody to us that does join. And so this is the 4 pillars of financial freedom. This is what I have been doing. And when I saw this, I said, this is a better way to help more people in more ways. So that's what it's all about. We've got a toolbox down here. You go down there and it's going to tell you more stuff. And there's more projects here. And this is going to show you who is looking at our stuff on the internet. And if people want to make a donation, they would go here, click on that, they would donate right to your page. If they want to join, they click on Join Us. It goes right to your project page. They go down below and they click Sign Up. Make sure that your name is here, not somebody else's, because if you're inviting them, you want to make sure that you get them enrolled, because if they enroll in the wrong place, the company doesn't go back and change it. It takes too much time and effort. And so it's your job to make sure that you get the people that you're talking to come here and look at this. That's why you've heard me mention that several times. After they enroll here, then they go ahead and make a payment. Immediately after the payment, they can put together their project, like you've seen what we've done here with the Little League and with Mitch. And so you go ahead and you get that done. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for joining us and becoming, and hope to see you as a part of the team. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat box, and I'll be glad to answer them. Good night. We will see you later. Have a blessed day.